Hi everyone, Deborah Sunderland of Sunderland Coaching, continuing on with our emotional intelligence and how to use our emotions as wisdom. Friendly reminder, our emotions only last if we allow them to pass in our body for up to 90 seconds. And these emotions, the 5 main ones I'm going to speak on are fear, joy, creative energy, anger, and sadness. And there's a combination of those. Those could all be in your body. Some of them can be in your body. And they give us wisdom if we let them pass through. And there's also a pattern belief system that is also connected with our emotion that keeps us from moving forward. So I'm going to explain a little bit about that in a minute. So I want to talk about joy. Joy. Who doesn't want to have more joy, right? Joy lives in the core of your being. You know when you're joyful. You seem lighter. You want to celebrate. You want to share. You're just spiraling up. And it's just such a beautiful gift having joy in our life. And many times what I've noticed for myself and the leaders I get to coach is that we inadvertently stop joy. I know that seems counterintuitive. We don't do it intentionally. We stop joy because we distract ourselves by doing the next thing, by believing that we have to keep moving and get the next goal set or finished, or we need to, who knows what we tell ourselves, whatever the distraction is. And so we push down that joy. And joy says to us, when we allow it to pass through us, what really wants to be celebrated here, right? In celebration, we need more of that in our life, in our workspace, and in the world, don't we? So when you notice joy coming up, let it fill your core, let it fill your whole being. Embrace it, allow it, thank it for being there. Take a few deep breaths so that you can just be with that joy. Slow yourself down before you run off in your mind as to what you've got to do next. And be present. Be present to the joy in your body. Notice how it fills you and what it feels like, right? Pay attention to yourself. That's what emotional intelligence is. It's about paying attention to yourself. What thought in your mind is creating the emotion? Because emotions trigger, our thoughts trigger emotions, and we want to get the wisdom for our mind once we allow the emotion to be there. Friendly reminder, I've been talking about this for a few videos. Go back and listen to the other videos if you haven't seen them, as I go into more depth around what our emotions are, why it's important to feel them, and what the wisdom is around our emotions. So joy, I'd love for you to just take a pause and celebrate. Celebrate you, that you've created something awesome that aligns with yourself. That's typically what happens. We have an alignment with what we're up to in the world. So we want to pay attention to that so we can create more joy and we can create more alignment. So we want to take a pause so we can continue to be aware of this. So the learning is take in the joy, stay with the joy, notice what you're celebrating, notice how you've created this for yourself so you can continue to repeat it, and celebrate with the people in your life, right? We don't celebrate with others very long, do we? It might be a quick celebration and then we're off to the next thing. So get your team to celebrate with you, get your friends and your family to celebrate with you. Make it a celebration every day. It's not silly. You deserve to be celebrated. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Like, what are you celebrating? How can you make that celebration even longer? And how can you make it more of a practice? What's working for you is what a celebration is. So notice what's working for you. That's the wisdom of celebrating. This is the wisdom of joy. What's working for you? What's aligned? And how can you allow it to be in your body? And then even notice when you push it down, what's the fear? Because the mind, oddly enough, the unconscious mind doesn't want joy, doesn't want peace. It wants to live in fear and scarcity. So it tamps down anything that is not fear. So notice that. Really notice how the unconscious mind wants to take you away from joy. Allow the feeling to be there and get the emotional and mental wisdom. Okay, dear ones, thank you so much. You're awesome.